Hello, my name is Dustin Christensen, and this is EDL 850 School Law Case Study. First and foremost, uh, we're talking about a high-achieving school with a principal that has won the Principal of the Year. They have highly qualified teachers, and the principal is a seasoned veteran of 9 years. The parents are of a higher class, they're affluent, and they all want what's best for their students. Miss Tate, the teacher, she's a second-year teacher. She has high expectations for all of her kids, which is great. But the students are very stressed. The principal has given her some best practice strategies, but Miss Tate is not using them. The problem there, since Miss Tate has high rigor, students are stressed. A social media threat occurred against Miss Tate. Students' parents are not getting along. The principal provided direction and suggestion to Miss Tate, but she did not use them. Teacher felt threatened and is blaming a certain student, and no police report was filed. What was documented? What do I need to know? Sorry. First, what was documented by the teachers, the principal, and the students and parents? As a future admin, I think it's important to really expect all staff to document. That way, when this happens, we have the data, the proof, and the evidence. And then, why was the police not contacted? This could result in a threat, and it needs to be resolved by the proper authorities. And thirdly, what was suggested and implemented with Miss Tate before this happened? And why was there no mentor teacher to help her keep her accountable? As an administrator, we can't do everything. We have to learn to delegate. If there isn't a mentor teacher program, then possibly go to a teacher and say, hey, I need you to mentor Miss Tate to help her and keep her accountable because I've been asking her to do these things. She hasn't been doing them. And then what professional development has she been attending? Proposed action. First, report it to the police. And I think this certain situation needs to be out of school hands and in proper jurisdiction. Secondly, contact the superintendent, technology director, and Miss Tate and have a meeting to discuss what the situation was and what the plan will be to move forward. And then review technology policies and teacher leave policies. Fourth, communicate with Miss Tate about possibly doing a leave of absence until this certain situation is cleared up by school and proper authorities. Communicate with staff and students and all stakeholders. And then during this whole thing, create a plan right there and then that creates a robust safety culture across the school and in the community. Improve teacher and student training, which would include bringing in digital social citizen workshops and possibly having people come in from the police and outside the school to talk about social media and how that plays into today's world, and then improve emergency communications. I think first and foremost, to even prevent this, we have to have a shared vision for safety amongst students, staff, and community members. It's important to have those high expectations and to have them work and embrace and sharing that collaborative school culture. It's all about culture. And in doing so, we have to create that culture where kids and staff feel successful. And at this time, that's not happening in this certain situation. The problem, I think the vision was not clearly stated. I would take and gather input and knowledge from as many stakeholders as possible, the staff, Ms. Tate, the parents, the students, and then I would have high expectations for students and staff and myself to implement a safe culture, the safety policies that include uh, technology. And then through that, we would have assessment, feedback, and accountability. Assessment would be just a general, hey, how's everything going? Feedback, have a survey that goes out to the community and staff to see how we're doing with the safety concern across the board, to establish that safe school culture. And I think one thing is to promote a positive culture and community in the school, and I don't think that's happening right now when staff feels not welcome, not safe, as well as parents feeling their kids are not learning. They want what's best, and we have to find that balance as future admin. And I think it's just very important that we establish a sense of ownership with staff as well as the stakeholders. As this picture says, build a classroom your students can call home. We live in a society where kids are coming from single family homes, and school is their home. It's their place that they live for 8 hours out of their day. What are we doing to help them feel welcomed and cared for? And like I said, I think in order to prevent this from ever happening is promote a positive school culture that includes teachers being leaders, students being leaders, and that I think will create that success. And at the end of it, we have to really be effective and really establish learning communities, staff opportunities to interact, collaborate with other professionals, to feel welcome and to feel valued, and so they can learn from each other. We can't just have that single mindset like I feel this current situation was. The teacher was just by herself, had no mentor. The principal was trying to help her, but we can't do everything. We have to be a team and establish a team atmosphere. And I think that will really be valuable as students move on into the world because they have to work in teams. So thank you for listening, and I learned a lot from this class.